My name is Jean-Marcel Malliaté. I'm the Principal Mediator and Co-Director of interMEDIATE Dispute Management.
Hi, and my name is Naomi Holtring. I'm Managing Partner and Co-Director of interMEDIATE Dispute Management. Did you know that a federal government inquiry found that bullying in the workplace cost Australia up to $36 billion a year? And that is in absenteeism, it's in fines, it's in lower productivity, it is in every aspect of your workplace. The reason it's happening is because nothing had been done about it before, and now it is. The laws are changing. Jean-Marcel?
Part of the program that we provide to workplaces is how can staff and management identify and prevent bullying and harassment, therefore impacting positively on the workplace culture.
What happens when people are bullied at work? Well, they become unproductive, they become insulated or isolated, they become sick, they vomit before they go to work, they cry, they have a terrible time at work, and they often just leave. And what happens? The bullies go on to the next person and the next. Now, this is costing the company a lot of money, and it's costing a personal cost to people is horrendous. You've got the high absenteeism, you've got stress leave, you've got low morale, you've got workplace sabotage, which leads to violence. All sorts of things can happen in your workplace when bullying goes unaddressed. So what do we do about it? Jean-Marcel, would you like to say?
Sure. We have a program that talks about and displays the various behaviours that are in the bullying spectrum, as noted. Bullying usually starts at the banter level, but we know in Australian workplaces a lot of people do have some bantering, and then it moves up the spectrum to 20 different behaviours, and we talk about each of those behaviours and we give staff a chance to interact with us during our training so that they can feel comfortable with identifying these behaviours. And often some of these behaviours, like teasing, are not really recognised as bullying and can go on and become more adverse and have much more of a negative impact on individuals who are targeted through that negative behaviour.
So what we talk about what is bullying in the workplace, but also what is not bullying. Because sometimes it can be confused. Sometimes people think that management is bullying, and we actually tell people how to be able to manage people without being accused of bullying. It's really important that people understand the difference, and so that there's a respectful, reasonable management. And so people who are the employees will be able to recognise what is bullying and what is not bullying, and what is reasonable management and what is not reasonable management. Now,
no, I think it's very important to also look at what's going to be happening next year in 2014 with the law changes there. So you might want to talk about that, because that's going to have a major impact on profitability, and then also being able to carry on business without the interference of a third party, and that third party is the Fair Work Commission.
That's true. On the 1st of January 2014, employees who feel that they've been bullied will be able to go directly to the Fair Work Commission, bypassing their employer, going directly there. Now, one of the biggest changes is the onus of proof. Instead of the employee having to prove that they have been bullied, it will be the employer who must prove that the employee has not been bullied. Now, that includes all employees, whether they're casual, whether they're permanent, whether there's people just coming through, even if they're suppliers. The employer is responsible for whoever comes onto their workplace, that they are not bullied. Now, interestingly, if you think about it, even if people are proven not to have bullied, if they go to the commission and they say, well, bullying has not happened in our workplace, it's still going to cost a lot of money to the employer, because they will have hired lawyers, they will have taken time off work, they would be spending that time out of the workplace where the productivity will become lower because of that impact. And then they can go back to work after, but it's still a very expensive exercise. So it's best to actually prevent that in the first place, and that is what we do. We help you to prevent that from happening by the education that we provide and allowing people to be able to know what is happening and what to do about it.
Absolutely. It's an investment of 2 hours worth of education to your staff and managers. As we know, bullying can occur from top down to sideways between staff, and so that during those 2 hours you will be able to mitigate the risks of bullying and also prevent and identify bullying when it occurs in the workplace, and also give your staff key skills to be able to speak assertively about what's happening rather than aggressively, which often is what happens, making the situation worse and in most cases escalating it to a point of perhaps violence and sometimes even murder, as we've seen occur in numerous organisations and very large organisations as well. So in the past 3 years, there's been about over 4,000 people who have done this education, and most of them, and in fact all of the feedback that we're getting is that it's been really valuable to understand what behaviours constitute as bullying, and a lot of them say we should have been providing this training 2 years or 4 years ago. So 2 hours of investment can save you many, many hours in the commission, in the courts, also many, many thousands of dollars in fines, and also having to pay compensation through claims of psychological damage and violence and abuse to your staff as they are subjected and targeted by this behaviour.
We haven't mentioned that there are going to be huge fines attached to this as well, and more people will be liable. So it's not just the employer, the company, it will be the individuals, the person who's doing the bullying, and their management. So everybody is going to be responsible. Any person who is an officer will have a bigger liability and bigger fines. Please, if you would like to prevent bullying in your workplace, contact us and we can help. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to get in touch with us.